Kobe Bryant is a legend in every sense of the word. From his 81-point masterpiece to sinking 2 free throws on a ruptured Achilles, there's no shortage of legendary Kobe moments. Today, we're going to look at 5 of the most epic Mamba stories that you may have not known about. And of course, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos if you're new. Kobe's last game was as storybook of an ending as you can have in professional sports. But what you might not know is what was going on behind the scenes that led to such a perfect moment. In the days leading up to the game, Shaquille O'Neal interviewed Kobe on Inside the NBA and issued him what seemed like an impossible challenge.
Can you promise me one thing?
What's up?
I need 50 that night. Can you do it?
On live TV, Shaq said, "Can you promise me one thing? I need 50 that night. Can you do it? Your last game, your last home game at the Staples. Can you give us 50? Now, Kobe was certainly no stranger to 50-point games. Up until that point, he'd already had 25 of them, 15 of which were at Staples Center. But at 37 years old, and after battling numerous injuries, this was asking a lot. But they don't call him the Black Mamba for nothing, folks. And on April 13th, 2016, Kobe did the impossible and then some. It was pretty clear from the jump that the game plan was to give Kobe the ball. After 20 years in LA, everyone wanted to see him go out in glory. But things started off a bit rocky. He missed his first 5 shots and ended the first half with 22 points on 7 of 20 shooting. While 22 points are nothing to snub your nose out, everyone knew Kobe hadn't played his best half. Something must have changed at halftime because he entered the third quarter a new man. Kobe put up 15 points in the third before tacking on an otherworldly 23 points in the fourth quarter of a comeback victory. This included 13 straight points, a go-ahead jumper at 31 seconds left, and 2 free throws to seal the win. Kobe played the entire second half, took 50 field goal attempts, and scored not 50, but 60 points. Kobe set all kinds of records with that performance, notably becoming the oldest player to put up 60 points, but perhaps more importantly, he had delivered on that seemingly impossible challenge to Shaq. The two men have always had a complicated, albeit loving relationship, and when asked about Kobe's performance, Shaq said, "I challenged him to get 50, and the motherfucker got 60. This wasn't the first time Kobe had met a challenge head-on, although sometimes he was the one issuing the challenge, as was the case with Andre Iguodala. For context, the last time the Lakers and Iggy's 76ers had faced off, Iggy had himself a day. He put the clamps on Kobe and held him to just 7 of 20 shooting, so when Kobe got his first crack at a rematch, he was determined to not only make sure that didn't happen again, but to let Iguodala know it was coming. At their next game, Kobe entered the locker room looking for Iggy so he could personally deliver the message, but he was already on the court working out. So Kobe grabbed Lou Williams and said, "Tell Dre 50 tonight." It's hard enough to score 50 in a game, let alone tell the guy guarding you that you're gonna do it to him. But Kobe was just built different. With 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Kobe was sitting at 49 points, a man of his word. Everyone knows Kobe's work ethic was second to none, but hearing it from other NBA superstars really puts things in perspective. D. Wade told an amazing story on JJ Redick's podcast on what it was like being a teammate with Bean during the 2008 Olympics. Wade dropped this gem about finding Kobe starting workout number 2 before anyone else on the roster had even stepped on the court yet. Let me share the story with you. We were in Olympics, and this is when I knew Kobe was a fucking monster. You hear about it, but if you don't see it, you really don't know. So we get into one of the cities very late, and immediately we go to the gym. After we get done working out, me and my guys, we say, "Hey, let's meet for breakfast in the morning." So we do that, we get 3 hours of sleep, we go down to where the food is. As we're walking down, with sleep in our eyes, we see Kobe Bryant sitting with ice on his knees already. We walk to Kobe and ask him like, "Kobe, what's up?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, man, I finished a workout and I'm about to go do another one." One of the secrets to Kobe's brilliance was his ability to find motivation from anywhere or anything. But sometimes his opponents made it easy for him. It's no secret that growing up, Kobe idolized Michael Jordan. The two played the game in remarkably similar ways, with Kobe often being heralded as the next coming of Jordan. But like Kobe, MJ had his own brashness and fire to him, and made sure to let Kobe know he was always going to be number 1. After Jordan, then a member of the Washington Wizards, beat Kobe and the Lakers, he laid some serious smack talk. According to Gilbert Arenas, he told Kobe, "You can put the shoes on, but you ain't never gonna fill them." Naturally, this did not sit well with Kobe. They say never meet your heroes, and this might just be their best reason why. Arenas said Kobe didn't talk to the team for 2 full weeks. He just sat there and stewed in that rage. But guess what? The next time the Lakers played the Wizards, Kobe put up 55 points, dominating MJ and letting him know he was next. Knowing how much history Kobe and Shaq shared, it's no surprise that the two have some special memories together. This last story is peak Kobe and takes place during Game 4 of the 2000 NBA Finals, en route to winning their first of 3 consecutive championships. The Lakers entered Game 4 with a 2-1 series lead, but with Shaq fouling out late, the series seemed destined to get tied up. But Kobe wasn't gonna let that happen. He reportedly said to Shaq, "Big dog, I got you. Just sit back and enjoy the show." Kobe has never lacked in confidence in himself or his game, but at just 21 years old and playing in his first ever NBA Finals, this was bold even by his standards. With 5 to 6 minutes left in the game, Bryant delivered one of the all-time clutch moments in NBA Finals history. Despite playing on what he described as a throbbing ankle, Kobe was sensational. He ended the night with 28 points and a slick reverse layup putback to seal the game with only 5 seconds left. The difference between a 3-1 lead and a 2-2 is enormous, and it's not hyperbole to say Kobe's clutch performance might have won them the title. It's impossible to minimize the impact that Kobe has had on the game of basketball and the people who play it. His dedication to being the very best he could be is a lesson that applies to all walks of life and not just sports. The Mamba mentality was a philosophy that applied to his entire life. It's what helped him win an Oscar, and it's what led him to being an amazing, one-of-a-kind girl dad. The world has seen and will continue to see plenty of sensational basketball players, but there simply will never be another Kobe Bryant. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like and of course subscribe for more videos if you're new.